often for Muslim communities, we just don't have the outdoors embedded within our cultural and lifestyle norms. What that means is that people don't see themselves belonging in these spaces. So we're doing quite a bit of work to try and normalise the outdoors for Muslim communities, to tackle underrepresentation. Here in the UK, often these areas are characterised or regarded as places where only white people go. So we're trying to change that and to show our communities that we can be anywhere, we can be everywhere.
I think these are really important because it shows diversity in the outdoors. Living in a community where you don't see a lot of colour in the outdoors, for me, I wanted to promote that, and joining this group, it's helped me to also show others that we can get outdoors and be active.
I think it's important because as someone who's been in the mountains for 25 years, you don't tend to see many people who don't look like me. And the mountains and the countryside is for everyone who lives in this country. So I think it's vital that work like this goes on to encourage people who perhaps don't feel they have a place in the countryside, that they absolutely do.
It's a nice way to be outside and be removed from your day-to-day world, so you can just enjoy the outside. But I've also found that it's a nice way to just reflect on Allah's creation and be able to kind of enjoy the nature. I mean, you've got the birds behind us. That's not something that we get a lot in London.
For us Muslim hikers, we organise hiking events throughout the year, and we didn't want that to stop in the month of Ramadan. Often people associate the month of Ramadan purely as a time to worship, to pray, to fast, and perhaps sometimes they forget and neglect their hobbies and the things that they enjoy doing. Ramadan doesn't mean you have to stop your lives entirely. Carry on working, carry on having fun, carry on doing the things that make us happy and healthy.
I think it's all about your discipline in your mind, and you can overcome and do whatever you want to do while fasting. It's just about having that mindset.
I've decided to fast as well in empathy with all the Muslim brothers and sisters who are here today, and so far so good, but I could do with a drink.
When we set up Muslim hikers, we received an overwhelming amount of appreciation, not just here in the UK but globally. And sometimes, of course, there's always a small minority of people that, for whatever reason, they dislike our work, they try to discourage us, they even go as far as spreading hate, racial comments and abuse, they target us. A lot of racist abuse online, and even very recently we just announced a campaign with Adidas and the online retailer Wiggle, showcasing new prayer mats, outdoor prayer mats that were designed by Muslim hikers, and also prayer signs that were pointing to Makkah here in the countryside. And when we announced this, we received so much abuse online. It's from a minority of people, but there's such a volume of racist abuse that is being targeted that we need to acknowledge that Islamophobia does exist. It exists here in the UK, it exists globally, it exists in politics, it exists in community, it exists everywhere, and we need to speak up against it, and that's what we as Muslim hikers have been rallying towards and against. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar.